Hello and welcome everybody. Farmer Dnkey here. We are on episode 13 of our Calmlands One Tile Challenge. It's looking good so far. We do have to go ahead and take care of the weeds on our barley field this month. So we will get our weeder out and run through that. We also are going to go ahead and mow the space between our fields. We also wanted to go ahead and take a look at our canola field, see how that's doing. Pretty sure for the most part it's good on both lime and fertilizer. It's okay on lime. But for the most part, it's good on fertilizer. I don't see any weeds. It says there's weed there, but yeah, we're looking pretty good on that. We got an environmental score of 81 at the moment, so that's looking good. We also need to put some fertilizer down on our grass, maybe? Yeah, so we don't have any fertilizer on the grass for the most part, and our lime is not looking the best. So we might have to lime after next harvest on it. So I don't think we can lime currently, but yeah. So we will get lime down on there. Let me take a look. Yeah. All right. So I think first things first, we're going to pull the old tractor out and we'll hit the field with the weeder. We also should have our silage ready to go this month. I did go ahead and put the roller in the shed last night, so that it doesn't get rained on and too rusty. Speaking of rain, what does the weather have in store for us today? Okay, so we do want to get mowing done before 6 p.m. because it is looking like it's going to rain then. But other than that, it doesn't look too terribly bad for the month of October. So we will go ahead and get the weeding out of the way. I hit the wrong button there. Get our line set up, that way we can see where we're going. Alright, and get this weeder down. Oh yeah, so we're looking pretty good. Like I said, we need to go ahead and take care of the grass field as well. And then we will be mowing in between spaces. One of the things I did want to go ahead and do is once we sell our silage, I think we want to go ahead and look at getting a tree planter and some saplings to go ahead and put down. But I was also thinking about as it's going to take a couple of years for the trees to be ready, and I know for at least the first year we're not going to have any collision on the trees themselves. So maybe if we go ahead and plow up a field and probably put down... we might go ahead and put down grass over there as well. And that would give us a little bit more yield than what we're getting off of the grass here. So that might be something we end up doing today as well. Yeah. I know I don't have access to this land. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll mow and throw some more grass down over there. So once our silage is ready, I think we could even possibly plant next month. If it gets too late, because I know our silage isn't going to be ready for some time. Oh, I think I already did this part. Alright. Beep, beep, beep. Alright. But yeah. So I think that's our big holdup as far as getting trees down on the ground. I could probably get it plowed. But I would want to lime and fertilize the grass as well, and that's going to cost a little bit of money to go ahead and do. It's not going to be a huge field, but I think we should probably get two bags of lime. We might get 3 just to have another on hand. So I've been thinking a lot about what kind of productions we want to get into once we can afford them. So I know we're going to want stuff for building, so we can build our house. Because sleeping in the shed isn't the most comfortable, but we've been making it work for a little over a year now. So the sooner we can get trees cut and getting... I know we're going to need some cement for... Yeah, we're going to need some cement for the foundation of the house. For the most part, it's going to be all wood. So if we do put a cement factory down, anything else we get out of it is just going to be profit. And I figure we could just get a small, I want to say stone picker, but it's more of a stone windrower, what I was looking at, just to kind of line them all up. But it gets them out of the field. It gets us to where we're not running into them. I mean, same thing we've been doing with rolling, but at least we're getting something out of the field as well. It's not just pushing them back under the ground. So I think that might be what we end up doing, is going ahead and doing that. But yeah, so we're just going to keep driving up and down this field, pulling out weeds. Actually, I don't know how much that stone windrower is going to cost us. So we might take a look into that. Yeah, once I get done with this pass real quick, I'll pull up the menu and take a look. So, we look at stone pickers. Okay, so we should be able to get that for 4,000, and then we have a bucket to pick them up afterward already, so I mean, it's going to be pretty slow with it being a 2.5 meter work width, but we're only going to be doing it when we have to plow. Because my intention is to only plow when it's required. Just because we lose our cultivation bonus when we plow with precision farming. So the direct drilling is what we are mostly going to end up doing. But I know occasionally we are going to have fields that are going to need to plow. I don't think it's going to be this next season, but the season afterward on year 3. No, yeah, after the harvest of year 3, we're going to end up having to plow, I'm pretty sure. And so that'll make itself useful then as well. And I know the smaller cement factory is pretty slow. So just trickling stones into it is it's going to be one of our best bets. That way we're not paying for a huge production. We're just going to go with the base game small one. And we already know that we're only going to need cement for the house that we want. So I think that's what we'll go ahead and do. Sorry about that. Let me take a sip of coffee real quick. All right. But yeah, do you think? So we'll go ahead and finish weeding here. We'll get the mowing done, and then we'll plow up that field. And then we will check to see if our silage is done fermenting, and then we will go ahead and sell that off and get what we need as far as fertilizer and lime, and then that stone picker. So we got a busy day ahead of us, because I do want to get grass down at least by the end of next month. That way, it has time to sit in the ground. That, or honestly, we could probably, instead of throwing grass down in it, we could put some oilseed radish down, and that'd give us some fertilizer. Well, actually, let's see. Let's see what the crop calendar says. Okay, so we would have to get the oilseed radish down this month if we're going to do that. And that'd give us a little bit of nitrogen in the soil. And then we could possibly look into throwing down another grain crop. But just right now we're making About 20,000, give or take, every time we sell silage. The silage doesn't fluctuate in price so much. Now I know when we mow the field, well, the meadow grass, it doesn't give us as much yield wise as our field grass does. But that one's going to be a smaller field anyway. But it would cut into that if we did plant a crop there instead. I don't know what's going to be worth it. So what crops could I plant first thing in the year that we can harvest? And what is that going to look like for us money-wise? Alright, so let's take a look at this. Autosave real quick. Alright, so planting season, the beginning of the year, we're going to do corn, oat, sorghum, soybeans. Soybeans might not be a bad idea, or sorghum. Sunflowers. Okay, so there's a lot of good options as far as cash crops. So I think that might be what we end up doing is, well, before I say that, alright, before I lock that in, let's see, sorghum goes in January, but soybeans goes in June, so we would have to figure out a place, if we did soybeans, to plant them. Glad I didn't get too far off track. So we don't have a whole lot of grain storage. How much do soybeans fluctuate in price? Quite a bit. Yikes. Yeah, that might. I mean, I'd like to do soybeans. When is soybean planting season? April or May. So if we get the grass down this month, it'll be say November would be a growth month, March, and then April would be a cut, and we could possibly plant. So I think, yeah, I think that's what our play is going to be, is going to go ahead and throw down grass this month, and then when we cut it, we'll sow some soybeans. That means we're going to need a planter to do so. But yeah, I think that is what our play is going to be. That way we still get little bit of profit before we start throwing down more crops to kind of hold us over. Wrong button. Yeah, so we got that done. That field's all nice and weeded now. We stopped driving on our crops. We don't have a cultivator, so we'll just end up having to plow the grass under when we go to plant the soybeans. But I should be able to sneak this in between the plow and the mower. Perfect. Alright, put that down. So that'll allow us to get both the mower and the plow out. Hopefully. I'm going to end up running over the roller. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this mowed, and then we will catch back up with you guys once it's all mowed and collected, and we will get on to plowing. We'll see you guys then. Alright everyone, so we did get it compacted, harvested, we finished all the mowing. Got about 120,000 liters. We still have yet to get the notification that our other silage is done fermenting, so we went ahead and grabbed the plow, and I think what we're going to go ahead and do is plow up the field. I do want to leave a little bit of gap between the farm market and where our field is going to be, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Oh, and I guess it helps if I turn on create fields. There we go. Try and do a nice and straight line, as straight as possible. And then we want to leave a little bit of a gap. Yeah, that should be good right there. So when those crops are a little bit bigger, we're not going to be running them over. And make sure. Oh. Okay, so it's only going to do it when I go forward. Okay. Well, yeah, so we're going to get this plowed real quick while we're waiting on it to tell us that the silage is ready, and hope that we don't run into the rain while we're still trying to plow. This one I'm not as worried about because we can just about go all the way up to our boundary and be just fine. We do want to have enough space. Oh, see, I found the boundary line. Alright, so we back in just a hair. There we go. Just connect the dots, and then we'll just go do our down and backs now that this is all laid out, and we should be, I think that should be plenty for the amount of trees that we're going to plant, I hope. If not, we'll probably plant down the strip next to our canola field. So we do have a little strip of grass there as well. And I think that should be plenty of trees. If not, we might end up with some saplings left over. Not sure how many saplings we're going to buy. But I think the pallet for what we have is what? Oh, well, what we're going to get is 20 for 1,000. I might have to look to see what other options there are. Because if we can get that pallet of, what was it, 200? That would definitely be more worth the money. But we will have to see what we can use with the tree planter. But yeah, so I am going to go ahead and finish getting this plowed while we wait on our notification to pop in, and then I will bring you guys back once our notification pops up saying that we have money to make. So I will see you guys then. Notification that our silo is finished fermenting. So pretty good timing too, as we are finishing up this field. So boom, and that is finished plowed. Alright, now this field might be a little bit differently shaped than what initially was there. While I was plowing, my game crashed and it did not save where I was at on the field, so I had to replow that completely. I also had to finish compacting the silos, so it wasn't too much after I left you guys that it went ahead and crashed. So that's why things have moved around a little bit, or not in the exact same places. But now that we have finished plowing and the silo is done, it is raining a little bit, but it shouldn't be too terribly bad. We're going to go ahead and grab our bucket and our trailer, and we're going to go ahead and get some silage sold. That way, one, we can put some more fuel in this monster, and I do think I should probably go ahead and shove these out that way a little bit. But then we can also look into getting... Okay, there we go. Those are pushed out. And then we will get our pallet forks dropped off over here. Go grab our bucket. But yeah. So we have a few things that we are going to go buy at the store once we get our silage sold. But this is definitely going to take a minute to sell, just because the sheer quantity of it. So I might not even sell all of it. Might just sell what we need. Let me open it from this end. Does it? Okay, there we go. Alright. And so, yeah. With us not needing a terrible lot at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and pop this all the way through. Oop. There we go. Alright. But yeah. Then we are going to, well, get stuck in the silage apparently. But we'll get this sold, and we will catch up with you guys here in a few. Selling what I think will be our last load of the day for silage. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we might as well take it back up. But with how late it is getting in game, I really want to go ahead and get those stones picked up and the grass planted. But I think we will hold off on planting trees until next episode. Just so we don't run completely out of time. Alright, so we're going to head up to the shop. I think we have enough for what we want to get. And probably a little bit of fuel. So we are definitely running short on fuel. And then we definitely are going to have to repair our tractor and probably our front loader attachment next month. I think the front loader is running pretty low maintenance wise. Actually, quick autosave. Not a bad idea anyway. But yeah, so we'll take a look at our vehicles. Yeah, our front loader is at 10% durability. And then our tractor's at 33. So we have been using and abusing both of those. We currently have 34.6 hours on this tractor. So quite a few hours. I think we have almost 40 hours of playtime in game so far. So this challenge has definitely been a lot of fun, and I have been enjoying it. Okay, yeah, 38 hours. So 4 hours we haven't been in the tractor. That is insane, guys. Alright, so we got 10,000. I want to go ahead and get... did I pass the stone pickers? No, I don't think so. Okay, so stone pickers. I want to go ahead and get one of these. So that's 4,000. And then another thing I wanted to look at getting, which we'll have to come back and pick up, is a box to put all these stones in. So I did add in this mod. What is forestry? Oh, wow. I don't think we need the forestry one at the moment, but having that'd be 3,000 and we'd be paying 2,400 for it. I think I added in another mod. We'll have to double check. See, it might be under trailers. Yeah, okay. So we have this one that holds 4,000 liters. And does the same thing, but it's twice the price. I think we should be fine with the 3,000 liter one. So I think we'll go ahead and get that. Yep. Okay. And that'll give us a little bit more for our loan. And then we should be fine for paying our interest on the loan. I think next month, once we sell more silage, we will try and get a good chunk of that paid off. Well, not a good chunk, but yeah, a decent amount. After we pop down our production, I think we might be able to pay maybe 5 or 10,000, depending on how much we get from all the silage, which is going to be good for us. Okay. Okay, I turned it on. Now, I am going to set up lines. It's dark. I don't want to miss any stones as much as possible. And away we go. Supposedly it is windrowing the stones, but I am not seeing a whole lot of stones left over. It might be. Okay, I do see some stones. Alright. But I am gonna get this done, guys, and I think we will go ahead and time-lapse this, and we will... yeah. And we will catch back up to you guys after the time-lapse. So, cue time-lapse. Alright, so that was a little different. I guess the first two loads, it acted like a normal stone picker. But then after I dumped the second load, it continued to unload and kind of windrow the way it said it should. I wasn't expecting it to act like a stone picker. So, yeah, definitely trying to find the stones. Would have been interesting if I kept looking for it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this bucket, and then we're going to get these stones picked up off the field. And we might end up having to... So I didn't think about lime. Might have to end up selling another batch of silage so we can afford some lime and get the grass planted. I don't think. Maybe. I think we'll buy a couple pallets of lime just to see where that puts us. So I know we still need to worry about having enough for our loan interest. But I am going to go ahead and plop this down right between there. That'll give us a little alleyway when we do put down our cement production. And I guess we need to see how many stones we actually got by picking them up with our front loader. Alright, so first things first, come over here Okay. So it dropped 111 when it was loaded. And then I should just be able to run straight. If I get the bucket down. There we go. Huh. It's almost as if we got more stones. Yeah. With it unloading the entire time. So that might be how we run that. And then we don't have to go and stop and dump, because we can move a whole lot faster with our bucket than we can with that. Okay. So yeah, might end up doing it that way. If we can control it a little bit. But man. Hey, it's not a pallet yet of concrete, but it is something. And so that will easily get us started when we do throw down that. Then again, I'm not sure how much cement we are going to need. But our stones are there. I do... might grab the stones just as a counterweight. When I go get the lime. Or, you know what, I'll just grab the fertilizer spreader. And we will go grab some lime real quick. And we'll get that tossed down. I want to grab my pallet forks. And since I think one of these trips up to the store, we will go ahead and sell our bale spikes, because we're not really using them at the moment. So that is almost a waste just to have them sitting there. Oh, it's crooked. Okay, can I nudge it? Wait, I thought I had it. Oh, it's not crooked, I am. Alright. Just had to get the right angle to look at it. There we go. Alright. Right now it does have solid fertilizer in it, so I'm going to go ahead and unload that here. And we will try and throw that in our seeder. We're going to go ahead and plant. And then we will run up to the store real quick, grab some lime, get that thrown down, and I will catch you guys after I am finished seeding. So, I will catch you guys then. Alright, so we are almost finished planting here. I did slow down the time again. We were getting pretty close to the end of the day in game, and I wanted to get this all planted at once. So there's that. We did use all of the lime from the 2 pallets, and I did have to sell a couple more loads of silage, because in order to buy the soil samples, I did not have the money for it. It was about $7,000 to buy the soil samples because of all the other fields. So all the soil samples are now up to date. So good thing there. So if I look my soil sampling is at 100%. But it does look like we couldn't have chose a better spot to plant our trees because it is very low on the loam side of things over here. So, that being said, that's not a bad field for grass. Not necessarily the best one for any other crops. Well, I mean, yeah, more than 50% of it is silty clay. But that's not too terribly bad. Our silage bunker's looking a wee bit empty now. Let me go ahead and top off seeds. Alright. We are nearly out of fertilizer. I don't think even if we empty it, we're going to have enough to fertilize our grass field. So we might just let that ride. Unless we can manage to fertilize it next month. But I am gonna go down there and I'm gonna roll out our grass just to see how much more yield we get when we do that. Hopefully next month we will have enough to purchase our tree saplings as well as our tree planter and get those down. We might have to postpone getting the cement factory just a little bit longer due to money constraints. Now, as next month is November, I think January is where we wanted to sell our oats at. Yeah, so that might be enough to bring us closer, but if I remember correctly, our cement factory, sorry, had a brain fart there for a minute, is 36,000, I want to say. Actually, we'll take a look real quick. So, and then we were looking at yep, cement fact 37,000. So that is what we're going to have to save up for in order to get our bags of cement. So it may or may not happen this winter, depending on how much we make off of our silage and crops. 37 is going to be a lot. And we also have our lettuce to sell, so should be able to make a good chunk of money this next month. We are also going to be planting trees in the next episode. If you haven't yet, definitely make sure you go over to episode 10, and I'm gonna put a box up in the corner to take you guys over there to vote and let me know what trees you think I should plant. And then tomorrow I will gather up all the votes and we will decide what trees we're planting. So again, that is entirely up to you all as the viewers to let me know what tree type I am going to be planting, and we will go off of that. Again, the only trees that I will not plant is going to be the downy serviceberries. 'Cause I don't feel that they have enough wood to make it worth paying for the saplings and the tree planter. So that is still a goal, is to make money. I don't think I want to build a log cabin out of that small of a tree, but yeah. So definitely let me know what tree you think we should plant. But I am going to go ahead and continue rolling this field into the next episode. So it has been a blast hanging out with you guys again. If you haven't already, please drop a like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And if you made it this far, please drop a comment. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. And yeah, we will see you guys all in the next episode. Peace.